that opening game when Rice was lost, it was feared that Steve Young's career was in the balance. 15 weeks later, it's another Pro Bowl season for the 36-year-old Young, who's the only quarterback with a passer rating over 100 right now in the league. Kind of appropriate on this night when Joe Montana's number is retired. We look at the man who has done the seemingly impossible, successfully replaced number 16. Leslie Visser backstage with the current 49ers quarterback.
We're about to witness your worldwide debut.
Hi, welcome to the premiere edition of the Young Connection. It's live TV. Give it a shot over the internet. And so what we'll be able to do is give them a lot of content, information on how to get the internet systems in their schools. And then you got the Connected Kid program we have here. That is the program we have for every touchdown I throw. So Microsystem puts another internet server in a local school. This is the power of the internet. I can webcast live throughout the world right here from my house.
You spent all those years in Salt Lake. Do you ski?
Oh yeah, I grew up skiing. I went to Lillehammer, and I was amazed at the whole Olympic fever. I wanted to be an Olympian. I was stuck being a professional athlete, you know.
Well, what could you have done?
So I wanted to ski on downhill.
Well, you are reckless.
Yeah. Yeah, they let you wear a helmet, the whole thing.
The Franz Klammer of Greenwich, Connecticut?
The greatest downhiller of all time.
Right, yeah.
5! That's it!
Tell me, what do you think is your best quality?
Try to understand people from their perspective. I think it comes from being shy when I was younger. You can see the other shy person or other person that's struggling. You know, you try to understand their perspective.
Do you think quarterbacks have to have that quality?
No, but you have to have a little minor in psychology. You have to be able to push a guy here, punch a guy here, yell at a guy here.
Shut him down again! One more time!
Because football, a lot of times during a game, guys want to quit. It's human nature. They're tired, they're beat up, they're sore. Every weekend, there's a point in the game where you have to gather people together yourself and get your wits together and go win. Otherwise, you don't win.
Some quarterbacks say that safeties give away the coverage.
Safeties can't help it. Yeah, they can't help it.
Really? Tell me.
But linebackers do too. People, you think about it, you can see it in people's eyes. You can see the coach told me not to move until the snap of the ball, but you know what? I want to kill the quarterback.
How are you? You've been kind of banged up all year.
Took a shot in the back a couple weeks ago against the Chiefs. But I'm feeling fine for this time of year. You play through a lot of things. Maybe if you thought about it, you wouldn't. Maybe that's the nature of football. Just keep playing. Don't ask any questions.
It's a strange sentence to say, but you haven't had a concussion in 3 months, so do you feel pretty clear?
Absolutely. I remember talking to the neurologist at the beginning of the year. He said every week that goes by, it gives you that much more cushion for another one. But if you have another one, you don't have to freak or go crazy. You just have to go through the process of healing again.
When you think about running now, it seems that when you do go into the slide, people hit you anyway.
The only way a slide works is if there's no one around you. Well, then, who's going to slide when no one's... You know, it's like, this is football. It's like, oh, I'm going to find a nice spot of grass and slide. Well, yeah, great. But, you know, you're always going to take the extra yard to get as close as you can. Well, as soon as that happens, slide's ridiculous.
How close is Jerry Rice to being 100%?
Well, he's 90, and he's happy with that. He's so excited. He can't sleep at night. Football really is something that defines him. You know, it's a way for him to truly express himself.
You said after the Minnesota game that you just wanted to soak it in. Did you see the rainbow?
A lot of weird things happened in the game. We had the double rainbow and the lightning strike and the thunder. And the most worried guy on the field was Kevin Gogan. He's the tallest. You know, so he was panicked. He was panicked, so he's bending down trying to get below everybody. I told him the lightning still finds you, Gogan.
Do you feel now that you'll be shocked if you don't go to the Super Bowl?
I'm always shocked. I really am. I find winning as just a relief. Losing is a disaster. I feel like it's a huge train wreck. How did this happen? To me, I always feel like we're a speeding train to the Super Bowl. It gets 2 months of recovery. I mean, let's go to the Super Bowl so I don't have to go through the recovery period.
Well, there's Steve Young warming up for tonight's game. He's thrown just 6 interceptions this year. He's in line for his 6th NFL passing title. His numbers have been outstanding after getting hurt against the Buccaneers. And Steve Young's numbers, Hall of Fame type numbers, here's a guy who's won 1 Super Bowl. When you talk about Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls. There's a distinct difference in the ultimate accomplishment for these two quarterbacks, Joe.
There is, Mike, and Steve Young will always be in the shadow of Joe Montana. You know, when he took over, he didn't try and replace Joe. What he did is try and create his own niche, his own respected position as the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. He is definitely a Hall of Fame quarterback. 100 rating, 4 straight years, 70% completion a couple years ago. He's at 68% right now. That is absolutely incredible. Where we have a ton of guys in this league that are mediocre and can't get near 55%, he's 15% better than they are. I would love to see his jersey hung next to Joe Montana's in San Francisco because I believe that he deserves that kind of respect. But you know something, Sterling? He's never, ever going to get it because San Francisco belongs to Joe.
Yeah, and that shadow that Joe Montana cast on Steve Young is a shadow that he will never get out from under. I mean, you talk about when they won the Super Bowl back in the end of the '94 season, and Steve was like, get this monkey off my back, finally. But then this year in a Sports Illustrated article, he talked about having to win one more so he can feel like he can get in that same upper echelon with Joe Montana.